the issues that our community has been very upset about, understandably so, is the issue of police brutality. And here, even in our own city of San Jose, there have been a lot of cases and situations um, that have come to light. Can you tell us a little bit about your perspective on this issue of the police?
I'll say this, that just last year, all the women on the council, 5 women, by the way, half the council are made up of women. We came together and we allocated almost $200,000 to have a special unit go out with our police officers when there is a domestic violence situation taking place, and we know that there is a lethality or a high lethality situation taking place, so that our police officers are not handling that, but rather a specialized individual, not a sworn officer, but a case manager from a nonprofit that is specialized in DV to go in and deal with that situation. And I think that that is exactly what our advocates are talking about. And so I believe that in those kind of situations, we're already ahead of the curve. We've been ahead of the curve. We've been thinking this through because some of us come from that world already. I worked in domestic violence. I was a social worker. Silvia Arenas worked in First Five. She comes from that world as well. Some of our other women council members come from the world of education. So we've already been really kind of geared and trained to think through some of these problems instead of looking at it through the lens of law enforcement.
And what a great example of when you have representation and you have women and women of color who understand these issues and have worked on the ground, your perspective is then now driving policy that's informed and that better supports the needs of the community.
I want to make sure that the community understands this. We're listening. We want to listen. We want to learn. I think some of the ideas that are bubbling to the surface are wonderful ideas. I don't think that this can happen overnight. I think that this is definitely something that we are taking in, and we're looking to see how we can incorporate some of these great ideas. I think some of the things that we're doing in the city of San Jose, we've been doing this already for the past year and a half, because we know how important it is. And so I'm glad that we're already aligning. But to be able to improve and to be able to incorporate some of the ideas that are coming up, I think that we're going to be seeing more and more of it.
With the reopening of the economy, there's a lot of discussion about how there may be a second wave of COVID-19. And many of us have seen the reports about how East San Jose has been disproportionately affected by COVID-19. Tell us your thoughts on what we need to be doing as a community.
Our community, my community, had to still figure out how to hustle, how to get out there, because they were the essential workers. They were the ones that were working in grocery stores, or they were door dashing one way or the other. They were the ones that were dropping off food so that other people could continue to shelter in place. So when you saw data plans, you saw that in my neighborhood, there was a lot of activity going on, and folks had a very difficult time staying in place because they were having to move around in order to be able to make ends meet. And so it's, again, a tale of two cities in the city of San Jose, especially during COVID-19. And of course, that's a huge concern. So really, it's not the answer to everything, but it's really the first critical step in order to reopen the economy, is to make sure that we have testing that's free, that is accessible, that is available, that we have the proper information that's made in a culturally competent way to our community, that people understand that this is going to be incredibly important, and that it's going to be a way of life for the next, the next couple of years, maybe even, until there is a vaccine that is reliable and that is safe, and that we know works for COVID-19, and hopefully it doesn't mutate at this point. And hopefully during the summer, when it's hot and when people are so anxious to get out of their homes and put kids back into summer camps, that we don't get that second or that third wave. But we need to still be very safe. Of course, now The governor has ordered that all of us have to wear our face masks no matter where we are in the public, and we have to still maintain some safe distance from individuals that are not sharing the same household. But this is really the only thing that we know is going to safeguard our health. So we have to lead by example. We have to make sure that we take care of not just ourselves, but in crowded conditions, we have to make sure that we're taking care of our grandparents and our elders, because those are really the people that are the most vulnerable.